Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another anime first impression video. This is going to be on one that aired yesterday. There's 3 series that aired yesterday. I've watched 2 of them. One of them, it's a returning one, Rent a Girlfriend. I'm not reviewing that one yet. Haven't seen it, even though I'm very excited for it. Although the ending is going to be horrible. But today's anime is going to be on Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show. Gosh, I can't talk today. But anyways, that's the title of the series that, honestly, from the 3 series, Rent a Girlfriend, obviously, it was on my eyesight because I've watched every season of it. But beyond that, this one was the one that caught my eye the most, just because of how colorful it was, but also the title. When you see a title like that and I guess a cover page like that, you kind of think one thing, and that is magical girl type of series where it's very bright but also very dark. I don't know. I thought that was how it was gonna be. I was pretty much close to the theme of it, but it's not magical girl, obviously. So before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's been a long morning for me. It's just morning for me, but it's been long. So thank you guys so much for the support. I am trying to release as many first impressions this season. I have been gone for 2 months, so it's kind of getting used to the groove of recording and posting again. It takes a while just because, I am trying to be more mindful of how I post. So yeah, anyways, I do appreciate the love and support that I have been receiving lately. So thank you again for that. And let's talk about the series itself. So Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show is, I want to say it's obviously a gaming type of series, but also it has like that VTuber era in it as well, slash just the fact that it's kind of a survival show, and I'll explain, because you don't really get that note of hint until the second half of the episode. But first half of the episode, something's wrong, because there's, in the background, you kind of are hearing the news that there is famous VTubers, people that have more than 100,000 subscribers, that were found or kind of like have gone sick or almost brain dead, and they don't know what's wrong with them, and it's just kind of a curse, they're saying. And our protagonist is kind of living this life of wanting to grow her viewership. Just kind of like a typical young girl who is just trying to survive life. She's trying to pay bills. She has a part-time job, but also is a VTuber and trying to make ends meet, We see her essentially struggle and going, I guess it's her mom. She calls her mom. It could be her mom. I don't know. It could be someone else too. But, we just kind of see her life, essentially. She's struggling. We're putting one and one together is that she'll do not anything, but mostly anything to get some money. And this is why it explains why she puts herself in this situation. And it's very good to understand that, because a lot of people, like the game Squid Game, a lot of people go like, well, I would have never, even if I owed so much money, never put myself in that situation. Well, first of all, you don't know what you're putting yourself into. A lot of people just do stuff because they hear money, let's do it, right? So you don't know what you're putting yourself into. But secondly, not everyone understands a struggling life. And I've tried to explain that now as a parent. I tried to explain it to my kids. I mean, I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old who are going to be turning 8 and 6 very soon. And they both kind of have this entitlement mentality in some ways of their life. And it's like, okay, like, appreciate the small things that you have, because, I came from a struggling life. And my parents came from a way more struggling life, right? So I kind of put myself in her position and understand that when she gets the message that she can win 100,000 yen, she says, yeah, I'm there. And at the very most, and she's recording herself as she's doing this, so at the very most, I'll get a video of how I was scammed, right? So that's kind of her mentality. And pretty much everyone who's there. And there's, I want to say, at least a little bit under 100 people there. Everyone is a small VTuber, maybe 50 to 80,000 subscribers. I say small. I mean, I'm small. They're kind of medium sized, to be honest. And they're all there for this event, and it becomes basically a viral. Sorry, not viral. A game where essentially they go into the system. So they're connected to the system. They're told that they cannot record. They have to play this demo game essentially, and once they're connected, they go into this new world. And this is the second half of the episode. Now, if you're me, who's seen series like this, who can see the context clues from the title, you can already start thinking something is off. And even the main character says, something seems off. Something seems wrong here. And they start playing the game, and people start losing the game. And they don't really mention this, but I see it and as a viewer, and no one's reviving as a player. So we kind of meet different characters that I'm going to assume that are going to become important, obviously, because they're the ones that win the game. But there's 7 characters that do finish the game, and you have different ones. You have the main character who seeing something off. There's another girl who, I guess they became famous together in some oops moment online. They kind of know each other. She's very preppy type of style of girl. There's a VTuber who does like tutorials for math. So he's very smart. There's a gamer. There is a guy who I believe does like different informational stuff, and there's like 2 others. I don't remember what exactly they were, or maybe they don't actually ever mention them, but they basically, through the errors of others and eventually through gambling, they are able to finish the game. And when they finish the game, they go into this portal, and they're like in this weird arena that's surrounded by weird looking alien looking people. And up to that point, they've had an avatar in the game, but once they finish the game, they're back to their human selves. And they're not really understanding everything together. But essentially, the girl makes the important question is, what happens to you when you lose the game? And the guy that's kind of like making the assumption that they're going to have a great game now with these 7 people goes, oh, your physical body is completely fine. And that's a hint. He says physical body. And then another character, a girl, comes out. I guess she's the leader. And she happens to have the face of a famous VTuber in Earth, who at that moment we realize was one of the ones that essentially went brain dead. She's in the hospital. No one knows what's wrong with her. And also happens to be really good friends with our protagonist. Now, she puts 1 and 1 together and realizes that these aliens are using them for just their entertainment. And they're more likely that they're the cause that her friend is in that vegetable state of life. So she vows to take revenge, and they're kind of sent back to Earth at that moment. And they realize that some people in the struggle of trying to, like, I guess, I don't know, struggle of trying to survive, committed suicide in some way or some other. I don't understand that part of how that. I'm assuming they were trying to release themselves from getting hurt, and they still ended up dying. And anyways, the person who brought them there tells them that essentially these beings are gods, and they only live in this game world right now, but they're trying to defeat them so that they don't come out and I guess destroy the world or do a bigger mess of what it is. So yeah, it's a weird series. It is dark, but again, it has like that whole everything's fine type of style in most of the episodes. So I personally like that. I don't think this one's gonna get the attraction or love that it deserves, at least for its first episode. Obviously, because it's a survival series, a lot of people nitpick on these series on like they could have easily survived this way, or they could have easily done this and that, and there's never like a understanding of there's human error, and human error is always gonna happen. And in any survival situation, even though you think, oh, I would have done this, most people they get blockage in their mind, and they end up not being able to really survive. So I this is why I like watching these series. I personally think a lot of the errors that the characters commit, although sometimes are stupid, very realistic. So anyways, I'm excited to see what happens next in the series. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know if you're watching it in the comment section below. And guys, like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.